Hello, everyone. I am Zabi Barnes, seashell yogi, mystic, shaman, and alchemy teacher. And in this recording, we are going to be talking about the sixth layer of the aura, the sixth subtle body, which is the celestial subtle body. This layer of the aura is fueled by the third eye. That is the primary chakra that feeds this layer of the aura. And remember, all of the chakras run through all of the layers of the aura. And each layer of the aura has one primary chakra. So the sixth chakra, the third eye, is the primary chakra for the celestial subtle body. The celestial body extends between 60 and 75 centimeters from the body, and that is between 2 feet and 2.5 feet outside of your physical body. This is the layer where we experience the higher emotions. You could call it the emotional level of the spiritual plane. It is where we experience celestial love. Through this layer, we are able to hold all forms precious, all life forms precious, that everyone is a precious manifestation of God, and we look at other people, other beings, and we see God in them through the celestial body. This is the energy body where we are able to experience bliss, where we experience the highest vibrations of love. It is where we discover our light and know our light, where we know that everyone and everything is immersed in the light of God. And we feel that light. We feel it as part of us. And we feel that light as being part of everyone and everything through this layer. This is also the layer where divine communication happens. So anyone who is channeling, who is connecting and getting messages from angels, from spirit guides, from light beings, from ascended masters, they're doing it through the celestial body. And the modalities that work well to help us strengthen this layer of our aura is meditation. All forms of meditation work very strongly with the celestial body. Also, working with the Akashic records to some degree. Any form of diksha or receiving a blessing. Many forms of diksha in different Indian traditions, this would be the working with the celestial body. Also, any work that you may be doing with angels and spirit guides, and any type of channeling that you may be doing. All of this channeling work, or when you go to a channel and you receive channeled messages from them, they are connecting with your celestial body in order to bring those messages through. And I want to make a distinction here because this is the layer of the aura for the higher guidance. So there are some people who are bringing through messages of lower guidance. And so those people are looking, they're tapping in at a different place in the aura when they're bringing through more down-to-earth kind of messages, like what you might see on one of those psychic hotline kind of things. Those kind of people are bringing through, they're looking into the future, they're bringing through what you should do if you want to get a job or to find your boyfriend, or, it's lower guidance. I knew a woman who was really good at telling people what was going to happen with their court cases or what they should do so they could win their court cases. That was not necessarily celestial guidance. That was a different kind of guidance. And so when I talk about the guidance that comes through the celestial body, we're talking about divine communication coming through angels or coming through ascended masters or coming through the higher light beings. This is the layer of the aura where we experience a sense of oneness with Earth and with all of its inhabitants, and where we have a deep inner knowing that we are all connected. It is the layer of the aura through which we experience love of creation and a deep appreciation of aesthetics. If you've ever had an experience of looking at an incredible painting and just merging with that painting, you are actually experiencing that painting through your celestial body. It is the ability to be deeply moved by art or music or performance or poetry. I have spent much of my life immersed in the arts, having these type of spiritual experiences, interacting with the arts. And I'm passionate about helping other people connect in this way. I always have been, ever since I was in high school. Passionate about helping people experience artistic beauty at the level that I experienced it, because I knew that others weren't experiencing it quite so deeply, that they were maybe slightly amused or entertained by something, but they weren't getting the full experience that I would get when I would listen to a piece of music or watch a beautiful dance performance. Some people get it, some people don't, but if this is something you would like to open up to, you're going to open up to it through the celestial layer of your aura. Through this layer, we experience celestial teamwork. So this is the layer through which we work with our spirit guides and angels, and we work with the spirit guides and angels of others as well. And we form together ethical relationships with a focus on the highest and greatest good. Through this layer of the aura, we inspire and empower others through thoughts, words, and deeds. And we experience deep compassion, especially at a God form level. So what do I mean by God form? A God form is where we're experiencing it for the collective. So that, for example, compassion, maybe you see a homeless person and you feel compassion for that individual person, but you also feel compassion for all of the homeless people on the whole planet. Through this layer of the aura, we also communicate love with harmonic resonance. So it's not just the words of love, but it's the harmonics that go with those words, the harmonic frequencies that come through. Not so much from sound, it's more of a feeling, it's a vibration. Through this layer of the aura, we know from experience that we are one with all. So it's not just knowing it in theory. We are knowing from experience what it feels to be one with all. And finally, through this layer of the aura, we experience reverence and devotion. We are able to say Namaste and mean it and feel it in every fiber of our being, so that when we say the God in me honors the God in you, it's not just a pretty thought. It's not just an idea or a concept. It is a total experience that we have. As you're looking at someone else, you're knowing that you are one with them. And that happens through the celestial layer of the aura. This layer of the aura is one of my favorites to help people strengthen and deepen. When you become strong in this layer, you will never again feel alone in the world, because you will always have a team of beings that you can connect with and be one with, whether they are in physical form or whether they're beings from other realms. You will always be able to connect through oneness with these beings and know that you are loved, and know that celestial love that feels so blissful, so joyful anytime, anywhere. And if this is something that you are wanting to learn in your life, I invite you to set up a private consultation with me, and we can talk about some of the different possible ways for you to work with me so that I can help open you up at a deeper level through this layer of the subtle bodies, and how to ground it in through all of the layers of the subtle bodies. Because remember, we don't want to just focus on one layer only. We want to have all of our layers working together and being balanced, bringing our energies in a balanced way through all of the layers of the subtle bodies. So I would love to meet with you. We can set up a Zoom call. These calls are for people who know that they're ready to work with me and they're just not quite sure what to focus on, which would be the best offering. I am happy to guide you and learn more about what your goals are and how we can strengthen your celestial body in relation to all of your subtle bodies. So I hope that you will remember to download the PDF that goes through the chakra energies of the celestial body, and that you will also work with the printed seashell cards with a focus on strengthening your celestial body. And take time to take inventory. In what ways are you strong in your celestial body? And in what ways would you like it to be stronger? And then focus on the cards, sleep with them, gaze at them, and let them guide you into knowing how to strengthen and brighten your celestial body. In the next recording, we will focus on the seventh and final subtle body, which is an overarching energy that affects everything that we do. So I will see you again in the next recording.